Hello, welcome to another Battle from LOTR 2 replay. I think today we will take a look at, let's do, I feel another big one. Let's do a 6-player free-for-all men on Dead Marshes. I like the 6-player free-for-alls, they're very fun. I'd like to do some 8-player free-for-alls at some point. I haven't got around to that yet. It's tough to get 8 players. Sometimes. Okay, so we have the Destroy, which is Destroyer, which is me. Because my name won't fit. The Long Con as the dwarves here. We have Play as Mordor. And Dark Mojo as the men over here. Noldor as the dwarves, and we have another dwarf which is named Nazgul, ironically. So, this should be an interesting game, hopefully. I'd imagine so. Starting off with some mines from him, of course. Mines from him. Glowing. Standard stuff. Got a barracks here, and he's building swordsmen. Nazgul, always a good choice. It's my favorite choice, in fact. Other than a fell beast, I guess. And here he goes for a tavern. He's undoubtedly going to get some... Oh, he's going 2 Nazguls and some Corsairs. Looks like I'm trying to get to Athelian Rangers. Am I buying a Boromir? Did I buy a Boromir? Doesn't look like it. I did buy the banners though, so I'm assuming I'm going to be buying a Boromir at some point. And then he has built a siege works and upgraded it with battle wagons. Battle wagons are very strong. Good option. And Glenn's getting some levels, getting some gold. Still has no barracks yet. So he's in danger. But not so much. There's an Aragorn here. Aragorn with some swordsmen. If Aragorn gets it... Oh, he already has Blade Master, in fact.
I've got a wagon ready here.
I remember the days when you didn't have to pick up gold, you just killed the building and you got all those levels. It's weird. But now I have archers. Still don't have a Boromir. No, I do have a Boromir. And I managed to grab a level... No, I didn't. He grabbed both levels. That sucks for me, doesn't it? But he does have a slaughterhouse here. And Glowing is toast. There's the heal from the men. Oh, he also has a Gimli. But against a Blade Master Aragorn, he has no chance. He also can't outrun the soldiers, at least. I don't think he can outrun Aragorn either. So he just lost a lot of cash. And now he's being attacked at his face. I don't foresee this dwarf living very long. This dwarf has his Gimli, and now he has Dwarven barracks is coming up. There's Golem, if anyone sees him. We do play with the ring on almost always, just because it makes for interesting games. Let's go back up here. Yeah, this dwarf is not going to be able to stop this many soldiers and soldier reinforcements coming in. Not to mention Aragorn is somewhere in there. No? Yeah, there he is. So he's giving leadership to all these guys. He has a good leadership. So now I'm going to be attacked by Mordor here. I have a force to defend with, but I'm a little out of position. He has a decent sized army. I'll albeit some of them are orc archers. But orc archers aren't bad against... Well, they're not great against tower guards, I guess. The Nazguls are probably what's going to be most harassing to me, I would imagine.
They've got a wagon ready here.
He's continuing to build battle wagons. My guess is he is upgrading them with archers, which he is, and then putting them in his mineshaft. And whichever mineshaft he puts them in, it will fire from that mineshaft because it's very, very broken. It's the battle wagon glitch. Even if this mineshaft is destroyed, or whatever mineshaft they went into, if it's destroyed, they will continue to fire from there, even though they're not there. And they fire very far. So you have indestructible archer units that fire ridiculously far from nowhere. It's really stupid, but
They've got a wagon ready here.
it is one of the quirks of the game, as I'll call it. I wish a lot of these bugs got fixed before the game was stopped being patched, but I have no idea if 1.08 fixes any bugs or whatever like that, but I never played it yet. I thought about it, but not many people play it, so online it's not very useful. That's why I play 1.06, even though I prefer 1.00 just because more people play it. It's easier to get games. And most of the people who play 1.00 are very pro, which I would hardly say I am in that category. So up here we got the Dwarven hero trio. He's doing pretty well. No one's attacking him. This dwarf actually lived, oddly enough. I'm pretty sure this man could have killed him. But he has not, so
I will lead the dwarfs into battle.
For some reason I can hear glowing very loudly. So now he's building his archery range, his barracks, and his heroes. He will have a pretty strong army pretty soon. My army's getting better. I've built... is that Theoden? I've built the Theoden, even though I have no cavalry, just because I want leadership, I'm assuming. Because my Boromir is still level 1. And Theoden can be useful at times. He's alright for, like, killing these, I guess. But my priority will be Mordor, undoubtedly, as they're the direct threat to me and my empire. So he's upgrading this, and here comes another clash of men and dwarves. He's rebuilt Gimli. But he has quite a few swordsmen, and standing on the land, it's going to be difficult to stop. He's going directly for the fortress. Looks like he's going to surround it. And yeah. The Blade Master combined with all these buffed units, he's going to take that fort. No problem. I believe this dwarf will be out of the game. Yep, Noldor has been defeated. And here comes the other Dwarven army. Meanwhile, I am engaging this Mordor. And he's using fire bombs because this is a no-rules game. He's allowed to do so. Fire bombs are very powerful, and I can see why everyone hates them. Because fire damage is very destructive. Looks like the men army is doing fairly well against the dwarf army. Although it's hard to say which one is doing better. If I had to guess, I'd say the dwarf army, because the men is just dwindling. Yeah, the dwarf heroes alone would be fine. Because Aragorn does not have his Blade Master back. Fortunately, his Gimli... That's not Gimli. Where's Gimli? Here he is. His Gimli's level 5, or 4, and about to die. He's not going to be able to save him, yep. That's unfortunate. Looks like I'm defeating... Oh, there goes my Theoden. I'm barraging. I really shouldn't be. I don't feel like this is catching fire, so it doesn't really seem to be doing as much, but... I do still have my Boromir. Do I have a heal? I'm not Dark Mojo. My heal's on cooldown. I do have 12 command points, though. And Mordor will kill my Boromir here.
Been loyal, master. Save me.
But he will probably lose his Mouth of Sauron in the process. And Nazgul. No, he saved Mouth of Sauron. Boromir for me is very cheap to rebuild. Boromir is one of the cheaper heroes. Probably the strongest hero for how cheap he is. Except for Lurtz, maybe. I'd say Lurtz is probably the best hero for how cheap he is. And Long Con is over here. Still hasn't attacked anyone. I don't even know if he has an army. Besides battle wagons. It's not looking like it. Let's see his money here. Oops, that was him. He is spending his money, so I don't know what he's getting. Oh, he probably has archers in there. Yeah, okay. Golem is very close to his base, but he cannot see him, thankfully. Seems he's getting fortress upgrades and whatnot. So Mordor is harassing my farms again. Fortunately, I have Athelian Rangers and Pikemen. And here comes Dwarf army from Nazgul over to attack the men of Dark Mojo. And the dwarves over here are spreading their mine shafts as they should. Always a good strategy. If a land space is cleared, it's always best to fill it with farms, if you can. And here I go to attack Mordor. Should really move my archers back. Yeah, okay. Hopefully I have a Boromir. I don't have a Boromir, do I? That may have been a mistake to attack without a Boromir. Dwarves have moved back. Ah, because Gloin is in his base. Just blowing up mine shafts one shot. So yeah, my army got slaughtered because I made a mistake. I'm surprised an arrow volley did not kill swordsmen. So they're not very strong. Yeah, I do not have the force to take this. Should really use my Horn of Gondor before I die. There you go. Although this white is going to continue to slaughter my troops. And Gloin is just running around destroying his mines. Gloin is very, very good against structures. And here comes a wall. These walls are allowed here. Whites are very powerful because they heal every time they attack. They do decent damage. But once faced with an army, they are quickly dispatched. So each team has a pretty decent sized army aside from the Long Con. He has his trick of battle wagons and mine shafts, which will be difficult to fight off. Or if you attack him, it'll be hard to get past without doing anything to it, because they will continue to shoot even after that mine shaft is gone. Yeah, I was gonna say Mordor needs to get some of these. These help defend his fortress, make it very difficult to take out. And there's that bug I was talking about. They're able to shoot from here to here. That is very far. Farther than any archer in the game, I believe. It's more of a deterrent, kind of like a nuclear missile, than an actual effective attack thing. And Theoden is going up against the Mouth of Sauron. What else we got going here? Let's get arrow towers, defend his base, many arrow towers, and something's coming out here. Another builder. It's up here, more farms, and a Boromir. So he's gonna get his Boromir to level 2. No, he is at level 2. He'll have a level 3 Boromir. Time he gets to combat. And here's the dwarves. Moving in. Now I decide to attack Mordor again. Hopefully with more luck than last time. Well, looks like this is becoming a box. Box of nonsense. And Mordor is now quitting, it seems. He's destroying all his resource, or his troop building units. Or structures, I should say. As he's giving up, because he knows he's dead. Meanwhile, dwarves are fighting the men. Ooh. Tom Bombadil. Always nasty. Level 5 Gimli versus Slayer. The Slayer of Blade Master, I mean. Aragorn. Slayer versus Blade Master. Both very strong. Down goes Aragorn. Although he does still have Tom Bombadil and Boromir somewhere. I don't see Boromir, but I know he's there because I saw the horn. There he is. So the men should be able to hold this off. We'll have more troops coming very shortly. Mordor has been defeated. And now I'm moving north with my army. Well, I was. I may have saw that they were attacking each other and decided not to attack. And decided to attack someone else, maybe? While Longcon is harassing this dwarf with his heroes only. These are very hard to stop, especially when you don't have any defense. The arrow towers will eventually kill them, but at what cost? You know, it will take a very long time, especially without the masterwork munitions on his fortress. So he's going to be losing most of his good structures. Meanwhile, it looks like I'm preparing to assault the Longcon and his Dwarven citadel of craziness here. Oh. And the ring has been killed by battle wagons in a mineshaft. Interesting. Fortunately for me, I do have a trebuchet. Which looks like it can fire out of range of these guys. I should take this away. See, look at the range of this. Nothing can shoot that far in the game. It's outrageous. In case you were wondering, a mighty catapult shot does not kill a trebuchet, which is kind of outrageous. I was not aware of that. Maybe it has to hit perfectly, I don't know. But he will finish it off with those archers. But I have secured the ring. So that was a worthy trip. So now it's just looks like a wait around game, no one's doing anything. Let's see if I can fast forward some without crashing the replay. Because that does happen. That's why I try not to do it. And here I move out with my men. I do have the support of trebuchets of fire rocks. Once my Boromir gets level 5, I will be much better off, because I will get leadership. At the moment, currently, I'm faced with no leadership. I probably could have killed that Gloin pretty easily if I just stayed on him. But I am fighting outside of this guy's base, which is not the best place. I do have lots of trebuchets. And now I have Rohirrim, which will be helpful for killing off these archers and guardians. There goes this Gloin. And now the siege begins. He can shoot me all he wants, as long as he can't destroy these trebuchets. I have hit the fortress a little bit. I do have a wall of archers here. Fortunately, these battle wagons are targeting pikemen, which doesn't really affect me, I think. Pikemen die, so be it. The archers and the trebuchets are what's going to be a problem for him. So now I am able to touch the fortress with these trebuchets. And you'll see once this mineshaft is gone, they will continue to fire from there. Arrows coming from nowhere. Until he removes them from somewhere else, they will continue to fire from this spot. It's very buggy. And here comes the dwarves from the north. Looks like they will crush my army without much trouble. But I have done decent damage. Meanwhile, the men are just sitting here, building structures, upgrading. He's not in any direct trouble. So I was trying to build a healing well, but a little late for that. Should really cancel that. Okay. So this is the Long Khan's army. Okay. I'm surprised I haven't canceled this yet. Maybe I didn't realize. There it goes. So I'm not in the best shape, but I'm far from out. I have 2 barracks fully upgraded, so I can pump out troops pretty quickly. Get more archers out there, more cavalry. Meanwhile, though, the dwarves are coming, and they've summoned a tower. Fortunately, I do have another trebuchet. Hopefully I have a Boromir. See how people do enough PowerPoints here. At this point in the game, people will start to gain a lot of PowerPoints. I do have some Rohan allies and Arrow Volley and Tom Bombadil. That is not what I meant to open. Oh, that's interesting. It actually shows who's been defeated and who's not. Cool. Let's not over to that. Nazgul, the top left, the blue dwarf who's attacking me, has just those 2 powers. He's gaining power points quite rapidly. The other dwarf here has his Dwarven witches, right? And the men have Tainted Land, not Tainted Land, well, same thing, Elven Wood, and some Tom Bombadil. So I believe I have the most power points gained, so I have the most powers to work with. But that does not give me an advantage, per se. I do need to get to my upgrades. That would be useful for fighting these dwarves. And now the men have decided, the other men have decided to come out. And he does have upgrades. Although if he stays bunched like that, he's gonna regret it. Because Gimli can jump right into that and kill almost everything. And I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. Oh, better yet. All of those men are dead. There's still a decent amount left over, but he does not have the army he once had. But now that he is distracted, I may see that with my ivory tower, I'm not sure. Nope, I cannot see that, because I haven't used the power yet. There's a King Dane out here. And he will be dispatched because he does not have anything protecting him. Meanwhile, he's reinforcing his wall, I guess. And Aragorn is going to die here, I'd imagine. Oh yes, the axe throw. Dwarves defended very well. Took out the human army without too much trouble. Comes Gloin. If he hits level 10, I will be in trouble. My own armies will become meaningless because of Shatterhammer. But that knockdown, which I hate so much that they added 1.6, pretty much keep him from doing much. Should really not use my trebuchet on this guy, because I will end up friendly firing more than I do. Oh, Gloin was killed pretty easily. Alright, seems like we've hit a lull in the game, so I will try and fast forward. Pray that it doesn't crash. Okay. I can do it very short bursts, and it seems to be fine. But if I try to watch a replay in full replay, it will just like crash after a certain amount of time. Fast forward. Don't know why. And that arrow volley misses. Don't know if that was mine or his. Probably not mine. So I don't know why I would use it. These are not my Rohirrim either. Well, you lost many Rohirrim there. But many of my men died as well. Not sure what that was, because he already used Mighty Catapult. He may have used Barrage. Let's find out. No. He has opted for Undermine, though. Meaning he can put a mine shaft anywhere he can see. Which could be very sneaky. How far can I actually see with this ivory tower? I can see the entire dwarf base over here. And I can actually see him move out with his armies most of the time. So I have very good map awareness of what's going on. Theoretically. If I was better at paying attention or whatnot. is who's Gimli? Longcon's Gimli. Very far from home. It's kind of odd he's opting to walk his entire army after one guy. And he could use a mineshaft and just come out and attack him. But whatever. Is that another fortress? Oh. Very scummy. He's decided to build a second fortress in front of his fortress. Once again, very okay. There are no rules here. And he has an ivory tower as well. He knows exactly what's going on. But doesn't react very well. Charging Rohirrim right into pikemen, not the best of options. And he summoned Rohirrim behind me to easily kill my catapults. And now my Boromir is basically alone here, and will die a horrible death. Tom Bombadil really should be fighting other things. Is that mine or his? Seems I have Army of the Dead now. That's a game changer right there. So what once looked very bad, now looks okay. Go back to observing all players. Meanwhile, there's an entire Dwarven army over here. With any luck, I will slaughter both of them. Oh, goodness. I should take these battalions over here. There's much power points to be had. And now all these dwarves are just dying. Oh, it's brutal. Army of the Dead is such a good power. But the men's fortress is dead, thanks to the hero trio of the dwarves. Meanwhile, his base is being harassed by Longcon's dwarves. Seems this will be a longer replay, as I imagined it would, as most games in Dead Marshes are. But that's okay. There is fast forward if you feel the need. Because I try not to fast forward as much. So yeah, these men are pretty much doomed. They have nothing to stop this Dwarven armada. I don't know if armada would be a right word for that. Army, I guess. I think armada is more of a fleet of ships of some kind. He's about to lose his archery range to a single King Dane. That's a lot of money put into the archery range. So now the men have been defeated. So there's now 2 dwarves against 1 man. Not in that order, per se, but a dwarf against a man against a dwarf. Let's say it that way. So now, hopefully, I can fast forward some more. Let's stop there. Don't want to do too much. It's probably just going to be a lot of building up at this point for a big siege. Because this is going to take quite a bit to get through. Yeah, I'm going to need a few trebuchets for that one. But now I can take over these lands here. And this dwarf hopefully will do good damage. Although he's leaving half of his army behind. Not sure if that's intentional. Not the best of mighty catapult shots. And this battle wagon will die fairly quickly. But he does have a Dwarven army trio, and if he's level 10, it's going to help him a lot. Even level 10 King Dane will help a lot, although when those battalions die, they give a lot of power points. It's not always the best idea to use them, even though it's 3 battalions of level 5 fully upgraded dwarves. It's a risk-reward kind of thing. But Longcon is very outnumbered here. And I'm sure I can see... Oh, I just used the ivory tower. I see there's an attack going on in this guy's base. And somewhere I've summoned horses at the top of the map to destroy mine shafts. Good idea, I feel. And I felt at the time. Because these are undefended. He's very busy with his own army doing this. And that's very destructive. Earthquake power by the dwarves on the top left. What would be hilarious if he undermined it right there, pumped out something, and just killed him. It would be great. He does have the oil cask, so he's not completely defenseless. But I'm not sure if that will be enough. And no, it was definitely not enough. These dwarves with full armor and upgrades are hard to kill. And it seems I'm sending out more Rohirrim to take out mine shafts. It's a good idea, because once this dwarf kills this dwarf, if I can just keep this dwarf in his little corner, then it will be much easier for me to claim victory in this game. And there goes Longcon's original fortress. So while this looked like a very strong defense, it could be breached pretty easily, honestly. With the right tactics or powers or whatnot. And now he's building another fortress. Hopefully I stop him from doing that. Looks like I've decided to attack the top left guy. Oh, he's cancelled his fortress to move it somewhere else. He does have a mighty catapult blast, so I could very well be walking into a very bad situation. But I have sent my trebuchets, probably auto attack move, and they're just hitting a wall. But I would like them over here, I'd imagine. What these dwarves could do is they could undermine over here. Okay, he hasn't used it yet. And then just teleport to a mine over here and get his army back to his base. Pretty clever. I never really thought it for retreating back to your base. I always thought of it like an invasion tactic. Or just to split up an army, because if you summon it under an army, it will send them flying. Not doing damage, but... And looks like I did run into a catapult blast. They do have a Galadriel now. Galadriel will probably be a game changer here, as will these 2 trebuchets. If these archers can keep him safe, his fortress is going down. Let's go back to observing all players here. So this dwarf is pretty much crippled, more or less. He's desperately trying to get back to his base. Army of the Dead Power has recharged. And he will be losing all of his stuff. I've managed to secure another trebuchet up here and a Galadriel. Things are not looking good for the dwarves over here. That is a very odd graphical glitch. A tornado takes the mighty catapult head into the air. Very strange. And that should be enough to take it down, maybe. Should really have this focusing the fortress. But I guess killing these is just as good, as they are fully upgraded and needed for him to stay alive. So he has stopped me. He does have the rebuild, so he will live. He will outlast the tornado. But I still have the Galadriel, so I will get another tornado at some point. As will I get an earthquake at some point. 3 points away from an earthquake.
Let's get this trebuchet where we can
So that'll make this crumble in seconds. If I manage to get that. And let's be honest, 3 power points is not that hard to get. I'm clearly not worried about this dwarf at all. He could still be a threat, but it's very unlikely that he could do anything. If he sent all his heroes into my base, he could potentially take it out. But I probably would just send a builder away. Well, I already have builders away. In fact, 2 of them. Build somewhere else, and I would be fine. There goes a Dwarven builder. Hopefully I saw that. Although he does have my chest across the map over here. So he's not dead yet. But I will be destroying all these mine shafts out here. She is not happy about. And here we go. No? No, we don't. I should really have these continuing to destroy mine shafts. But I tend to do attack move with my entire army just to make it easy on myself. Because I'm not very good at multitasking. Which is why I tend not to be building units while attacking. Which is my greatest weakness, I feel. Should really be hotkeying barracks and stuff. Building troops while I'm away. But I'm not a good player by any means. So, I don't do that. And these dwarves will be trampled by the cavalry. Ouch. Hopefully I'm getting close to getting one more power point and I'll have myself an earthquake. I do have a lot of trebuchets here.
We're ready to ride out.
5 upgraded trebuchets is pretty powerful. These dwarves are continuing to rebuild. Looks like I managed to get earthquake. No, he's just demolishing his stuff. He felt he could not win, so he decided to quit. So now it's just me against this dwarf down here. I have a clear advantage over him, seeing as how I have a giant army, many power points, and I didn't actually have to use my earthquake on the other guy, which I might realize soon enough. There's the earthquake. Probably use it here. Yep. I did lose the ring here. Very cool. Not the biggest of deals for me, considering it's just like Gimli versus an army. And Gloin. So I should be fine. And my trebuchets will make short work of this castle. He still has the 5 battle wagons in this invisible spot. where this mineshaft used to be. Well, Boromir cares not. He can tank those all day. There goes the next fortress down. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up. 20 more power points after that. He summoned hobbits, meaning he has another... Oh! He has a fortress back here and he's building another one. I was not aware of this. I'm sure I was aware of this in game because I have the ivory tower and I can literally see that. Yeah, see, I can see both of these with without even using the ivory tower. Just defaultly. So the hobbits were not enough to save him. Here come my own hobbits. Pretty much all his defenses are gone. I think all he has now is these two fortresses. He's probably trying to get some heroes out, but it will not be enough. He's being a stubborn dwarf, and I will have to kill every one of his buildings. That keeps him in game. But with this many trebuchets, it will not be much issue. So if you're ever having trouble breaking something, siege weapons are the way to go, as you might imagine. Very powerful. Oh, will I get the builder? No. So he's finally got his guys out of here, which stops them from shooting out of this invisible space. Because he feels this is a very large security threat. But I don't feel... He may destroy those, but he'll lose his battle wagons in the process. And I summoned a lone tower to try to kill this builder. There it goes. Builder's dead. And you come over here. There will be no escape for this dwarf. I have every route of access out of here blocked off. I should have finished that, but it's fine. I do still have one trebuchet, somehow alive. So it's just a matter of finishing it now. So he's... No, those are my archers. Well, even without the trebuchet, I still have more than enough troops to finish this. And I will claim victory in this game. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that one. I thought it was an alright game. Fairly long, but pretty good. And we'll see you in the next replay.